What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the Undergrad Forum. Now, today I'm going to address a question that I've been getting a lot in the comments that I just haven't really been able to respond to in detail. So I'm going to do this video and just kind of answer all the questions at once. And they really all encompass the idea of, okay, so you're telling us about your study schedule, how you're managing your time, how you're studying, but what about exercise? What about keeping yourself healthy? What about taking care of yourself so you can then take care of others? Now that was sounds like a straight out of a movie, but what about that? How do you take care of your personal health? How do you take care of yourself? And that is a critical question. Excellent questions, guys. Let's address it. So number one, there's two things that we're going to be worried about: exercise in general, healthy eating and dieting. How do you take care of your body in that sense, and taking care of your own well-being, like yourself. So let's just attack the exercise first. So when I tell you guys my study schedule of, wake up at 6, 1 hour study, 15-minute break, 1 hour study, 15-minute break, 1 hour lunch, 1 hour dinner, and of course that's interrupted by lecture time. A lot of people have been saying, so when do you exercise? Does that not fit into your daily regimen? Well, of course it does. What you have to do is, for me, I like to exercise when I kind of feel like it. So some days, I don't want to exercise. I want to keep working. I try to, personally, this is for me, don't copy me, don't call me a slob, don't, but I try to study, I study every day, but I try working out at least 2 to 3 times a week. If I'm doing it 3 times, that's like a pat on my back. Some people study like some people, work out 5 to 7 times a week. And that's great. But for me, I like 2 to 3. Just what I like. Some people do more, some people do less. Probably shouldn't do too much less, but that's what I like. When do I do it, right? So for me, it's like kind of more like, it's not late afternoon, but it's afternoon. So it's well after lunch, usually around 4 p.m. What I like doing is then going to the gym. So, I'm studying for an hour, taking a 15-minute break, studying for an hour, then set the timer, go to the gym. I try to be back within like an hour and a half. Come and go, 15-minute, 1 hour good solid workout. And that's kind of how I like doing it. You can modify it to whatever workout regimen you like to do. Um, Mine's not too intense. It's just, the right amount of weightlifting, the right amount of cardio, right amount of stretching and such, just to make sure I'm staying in, regular healthy shape. And just taking good care of myself so that, I can keep studying and keep working as, the years go by. So that's kind of a simple exercise. Just, I like to just do it for an hour, give myself an hour and a half time frame, so 15-minute each way of, getting ready and going, hour workout, and then getting back and getting set up again to study again. So that's how I like doing it. I do mine around like 3 or 4 p.m. Do it whatever works for you, whatever you like, but just make sure you do exercise. I know I don't stress it in my videos because I do talk a lot about academia and studying, but I'm addressing it now. It's a very important thing to do. All right, so now a slightly more important topic, if you ask me, and that's managing your diet, or what you eat. When we say diet, people think of like eating certain foods to lose a ton of weight, and all these things. That's not what diet means. Diet just means how are you eating. So if you're at your doctor and he asks you, so how's your diet? He doesn't mean are you calling me fat? No, what your doctor means? That person means so how is your eating habits? How are they? What do you eat? How do you kind of prepare your meals? How often do you eat? What frequency? What volume? That's what they're asking. So that I think is really important because when you study so much, and you really are getting, in my case, like 2 to 3 times a week of 1 hour workouts. That's not tremendous. I think I'm pretty sure it's below what's recommended by most physicians. But that's what I do, just being completely honest with you guys and throwing out there and giving you a real what I do. So I'm not telling you some fake schedule. I want you guys to really know what I'm doing. And that was probably less than what's recommended. It's what I'm doing, and I'm okay with it. I should be doing more, and I'll try to crank it up. But I think dieting is a little bit more important than your workouts because if you're only going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week and you're maintaining a good diet, I think that's okay. But total personal opinion. This is disclaimer, my biased opinion here, right? Um, But I think if you were to go to the gym a lot and completely neglect your diet, you're kind of hurting yourself. And the reason I think this is, one, how it's personally changed my body. And when I think back to exercise physio, if you consume a lot of calories, you're not going to really burn off a tremendous amount by working out every day. You will be burning. You'll obviously be burning however many calories, but you're not going to be burning out a tremendous lot. Um, so, here's some tips on what, a student can do to have, a cost-effective diet and one that's actually good for us. So I'll tell you what I do. Again, my biased opinion, what I do, you don't have to do it. You can follow it, modify it however you like, but I'll just tell you what I do per usual. So when I try to eat, I try to, like, I do some weird things. I don't know if it's weird, but it's like, it's over the time I've kind of developed this idea, and it's been working out pretty well, because I've been seeing like good transformations in my body, and I've been feeling pretty well. I don't necessarily need to take so many naps anymore in the day. In like the beginning of medical school, I was taking a nap every day for like 20 minutes. Now I don't take naps. It's great. Get up in the morning, go till the end of the day. It was really, like, I guess, annoying, really, just to have to take a 20-minute nap in a day. And to me, it was kind of concerning. I was like, why do I need naps? Am I tired? I'm getting enough sleep? I don't know. Oh, sorry. But I didn't like the whole idea of taking naps, and now the great thing is I don't. Does it have to do with my exercise? Does it have to do with my diet, my strict time management? I don't know. Too many variables are changing to definitively know for me, but irrespective, they're all working. I don't want to change it. So my diet, what I've been doing is cutting down on like white carbs, so like white potatoes, potato chips, like white bread. Just kind of really trying to eliminate those as much as I possibly can. Those are like fast digesting carbs, from what I understand. They're going to give you an insulin spike and then drop. Um, Ask your doctor, ask a dietitian or a nutritionist or whoever as to why that's not good for you. But I've been noticing like sugar drinks, soda, I eliminated those, and it's been paying off. And I've kind of switched as far as my carbs go to like slow digesting carbs, like brown rice instead of white rice, sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes. And like whole grain breads instead of white breads. It was kind of a minor change, and now like I've been doing it for like a year or so now, kind of intensively, and now it's become natural, which is really nice. It's no longer an active effort to say, oh, I'm going to have this kind of bread or this kind of rice or this kind of potato. It just kind of is like, oh, of course I don't want a white bread. Of course I don't want a white potato. It's just like it becomes kind of natural, which is really nice. And these are like slow digesting carbs, so you don't get an insulin spike. And to me, that's kind of really been paying off. So as my carbs, I've cut them down and I've switched to these slow digesting carbs. As for proteins, lean proteins. I mean, what else do you need? I like chicken breasts, like salmon, and red meats also very delicious to me. But I've been cutting down on my red meats because everyone obviously tells you a lot of cholesterol, and for whatever reason, other reasons that I don't recall right now, red meat is not good for you. So much is related to the other meat. So I try to just reduce my red meat. I couldn't eliminate it because I just like it, but definitely reduce. Mainly, the main focus is on chicken breast. It's a more lean part of the chicken, and fish, and with some red meat on occasion. So that's kind of been my big change. With respect to lean meats. And finally, for your fats, just obviously low fat intake. Don't take unnecessary fats. If you're going to have mayo, low fat mayo. With your meats, get them lean meats. Don't use unnecessary butter. Don't use unnecessary oil. Kind of common sense, especially now that you guys are learning science. It's kind of obvious, right? So very minor changes I've made to my diet, kind of switching my carbs to more of the slow digesting, going more towards the white lean meats, and reducing my fat a bit. Nothing dramatic, no like huge diet things where like I'm not eating something, these weird diets you hear about. Just kind of minor changes. They're very commonsensical. I'm sure I've not said anything where you're like, whoa, that sounds weird. More healthy grains, more lean white proteins, and lower fat. That's not news, hopefully, to anyone. After you do it for a while, you actually you feel better. And I remember people used to always tell me like, "Oh, I feel better all the time," and I was always like, "Yeah, sure, yeah." But believe it or not, they were telling the truth. They're feeling better, and it's true. So I actually do feel better. So that kind of, again, so when I use the word diet, doesn't mean like we're restricting our food. I mean, it's just like how you eat. So that's kind of how I changed my food, and it's worked out pretty well. And in conjunction with the exercise, I feel great. And the beauty of it is that now when I wake up at 6 and study throughout the day and go to lecture, I no longer need to take naps. I don't feel tired. And I think I can attribute that to one, getting enough sleep at night, getting the exercise, having the good diet. And all together, it's been like this nice combination of being really productive with time, really getting a lot of schoolwork done, and reducing the stress. So I think this kind of lifestyle component is one of like the important variables to consider when considering how can I make my life more manageable and my studies more manageable in med school or in college. Taking care of yourself in life will make your academics more easy. So hopefully that all makes sense. I don't think I said anything in this video that's groundbreaking or anything new. It's all, I'm sure, it's all common sense, but I've hopefully brought it together in a package where it kind of makes sense for our academic lifestyles. And the final thing I want to mention is like your own personal health, like your thinking and like your own meditative state, that you got to take care of. If you're not relaxed, if you're not eliminating distractions, if you're not like in a nice kind of calm, mellow, happy, relaxed mood, really hard to study a lot, really hard to soak in information, really hard to be energized to stick to a tough study schedule. So you really have to take care of yourself. How? I don't know how to answer that question for you because I don't know you. I'm talking to a camera, right? This is YouTube. But you really need to talk to your friends, your family, do whatever you need to do to make sure personally you are okay so you can add more to yourself with your studies and become more informed so that you can then take care of others or whatever profession you want to do, whatever you do, you need to take care of yourself. So you have your support networks, you have your family, your friends, whatever. That's what they're there for, to make sure you are okay. So take care of that. Take care of your physical health. Take care of your mental health, your diet, your exercise, and the academics will become tremendously easier. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. My eating techniques, my dieting, my exercise. Real simple, real straightforward. Nothing of groundbreaking new evidence I've been putting out here. Let me know if you guys have any questions, specific questions. If you guys are into it, I know this is an academic channel, not like a dieting and eating channel. But if you are interested, questions regarding how you want to cook something, or I like to cook by why I enjoy doing bench research. They kind of go hand in hand. Leave a question, leave a comment, anything you want. Per usual, I'll figure out where it is. I'll try to respond to it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been fun to make. And as always, enjoy your studies.